Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And for those of you who are watching our replay. So tonight we're going to talk to you about convention. This is our recap on convention. And we're going to do what we can to tell you all of the things, but there's so much excitement when you're there, and there's so many things that we're not going to be able to relay the whole feeling that we got when we were there, but we're going to try to tell you as much as we can. But so first I just have to tell you, when you go to convention, they always have given us a bag. So this year it's this nice backpack, very thick, nice material, and in it they always give us a nice notebook. Each year they've been getting nicer and nicer for writing notes. And then this year we got this little thing with little mini Post-its, and we also got a 7-day of our new Slim, so that was really cool. And they always have fun key cards that go along with the theme. So this was our Believe theme. So that was everything that we got there. So we're going to talk to you, and I just wanted to first tell you a little bit about what we kind of the excitement that we had. So hold on, I'll make sure I'm starting at the right place on my notes here. Okay. So this, I left the convention just very excited and more confident than ever in this company and where we're going. I feel like I was watching a video from Sarah Taylor, and I just loved this little quote that she said. She said she feels like the company has been in a back room building a rocket ship, not telling us, doing it in secret, and they just delivered it to us with our businesses tied up in a bow, and all we have to do is run with it. So many exciting new things that are coming out. So if you've taken a step back or slowed down with your business, or you're just getting started, now is a great time to really get back into it. To relaunch our business. They have given us tools, material, products to really run with this business. Very exciting time. I've never felt so confident and excited. As ambassadors, we have been for the longest time, for a couple years now, really pushing the whole gut health piece. And I didn't realize until we left convention this time how much maybe the company wasn't in as much alignment, and they hadn't really come out and talked about gut health as much, but they are really, really becoming we are a gut health company, and that is where so much research is out there. And we are really the only company out there really focusing, and you're going to hear that through all the new products and reformulations that we talk about. So just lots of excitement. Very emotional in a good way, lots of positivity, lots of crying over just lots of great things that were going on, and stories that we heard. I can't even put into words some of the stuff that we heard and saw. And just our executive team, first of all, they care so much about that, and you get that when you go and watch them and you get to meet them. But they have this amazing vision for our company, and we saw some of that at convention. So that was what I wanted to share about my feelings, and I'm going to pass it over to Denise. Melissa's going to jump on as soon as she can, but right now it's Denise and I, and then Melissa will jump in when she can. But Denise, I'm going to pass it over to you just to tell kind of your takeaway or what you felt leaving from the convention.
I think what I got was just reaffirming what I do need to do, and really giving me some, like in the silver training, there were some very specific points that, I jotted down that I can start doing. And that was really important for me, but also just some simple things like, the one person talked about impression, like your impression that you give everybody, and then to really just backtrack in your Facebook and look at all of your different posts, because we all like to complain from time to time, but like, what's our spin on our little complaint? And so I actually did that next morning, like went back through and skimmed through my Facebook just to see what was the impression that people were getting of me. Was I posting enough about Plexus for them to get that I was committed to it? Was I posting positive things? So I mean, the energy is incredible there. Everybody is so, warm and welcoming and willing to offer their piece of advice. And what do you do? I do this, you know, lots of information. It was well worth it. Absolutely.
Thank you, Denise. So what we're going to talk to you. So there's so much information, so much training that we cannot even skim it, right? I mean, we're just going to skim it. We cannot really go into the meat of it. And there's so many things that we're just not even going to talk about. Some of the trainers that will do different training videos about. So what we're going to talk about right now is we're going to talk about the new and reformulated products, new contests and recognitions, and new technology. Lots and lots and lots of exciting stuff. So I'm going to try, without knocking my computer down here, to share the screen because I put all of this into pictures. And let's see if I can get this to come up. Okay. And see if you guys can see it. Can you see the three of us on the screen? No? And you're muted, Denise, so I can't. I see you're saying no. What do you see on the screen?
I see your initial picture, like that you've clicked, but when you double clicked on it, half of the screen is gray.
Great. Okay, so you guys are not going to be able to see. Hold on, can you see it now?
I don't.
See, I played with this earlier and I thought it was working, but I wasn't doing it with someone. I should have had somebody on with me. Okay, let me try again. If not, okay, so now it's back to this screen, right? Where you can see me. Okay, let me see. Let me try this one.
There we go.
Can you see us?
Yes.
There were two different ways to do it, and I did it the wrong way first. Okay, so this is the three of us that will be talking today. And our theme was believe, and they really focused on your belief. And your belief, and I've done a training on this, and you can find so many trainings out there on belief. And what they wanted us to do was the same thing that we want when we do opportunity meetings, is people to go away with belief about the products, the company, and network marketing in general. And then with this convention, they also want you to go away with belief about yourself. And I have different playlists on my YouTube channel with different ones, but that's really what they were focusing on, was your belief. So we're going to start. At first, they talked a little bit about, they were talking about the slim, and we didn't know what all was coming from this. So they just talked about when you have stress, that you have increased risk of anxiety, debilitating conditions. I'm going to just flip through these and talk about them. If you haven't watched the video yet on the new Slim, they talk about dysbiosis, and what that is when your good bacteria and your bad bacteria when the bad bacteria is starting to take over, and you have an unbalance of more bad bacteria, and stress can play a part in that. When your gut is out of balance, I think I can hear somebody, so you might want to mute yourself. I'm not sure who it is because I know there's a couple people on here. When your gut is out of balance, you can be moody, have bad breath, be anxious, have excess gas, bloating, constipation, and digestive problems, vitamin deficiency, feelings of sadness, impaired immune system, skin conditions. Hold on, let me see. Okay. So right at this point, they were talking about the new Slim. So this is where they started out and said that 54% more traffic was generated to our websites from the new Slim coming out. I can't remember all the details, but Plexus was, I think, clicked on, Googled 200,000 times. There were 72,000 impressions. I can't remember what all of these things were, but just the fact that people are looking at Plexus more than ever with our new Slim that came out. So then they talked a little bit about the XOS. And if you haven't watched the video from Cindy Latham, it's a little bit over 12-minute video, goes into some great detail. But she was just talking about the XOS on its own increases bifidobacterium. But when the XOS along with the Slim formula was put together, that they saw amazing results, and that's where the magic happened. And that's when the bifidobacterium went up, the lactobacillus, akkermansia, which we could go into, which we're not going to now. That video goes into great detail on that. And the short chain fatty acids all went up tremendously, and they were actually surprised by it. And that was only from the Slim and the XOS together. So that's what they're patenting. So this will be a formula that is exclusive to us. They talked about, and we're going to go into this a little bit further, the new products that came out, how they are used to weed, seed, feed, and protect our gut garden. So we're going to go over that with some slides in a little bit. But June 6th, which is tomorrow, the new Slim will be available for everybody. Woohoo! So that is very exciting. If you have not been talking to people, posting about it, you need to start doing it now, because if you do not talk to somebody, if you don't, I'm going to be reaching out to every customer I have ever had from 4 years and on to say, it's brand new, try it again, 60 days. So I would encourage you guys to post, reach out, and follow up with people, because if you don't, somebody else is going to talk to them. Okay, so next they talked about our Vitalbiome, and I am not going to go over a lot of the details that were in the videos. They have videos about Vitalbiome and the new Xfactor in our back office, and we'll post links to those in the replay of these videos. This video, but since you can, I'm going to go over all the other slides that you cannot find in those videos. I'm just going to go, because I wrote notes and I realized we're not going to have time for everything. So they picked 8 specific strains, and these strains are the most researched strains out there. And what they did was they took, let me see, okay, these are the 8 strains, and they're the most researched, and they use the exact strains that were researched, so we can use the claims that they found in these scientific studies. And these, between these 8 strains, there are 279 scientific studies. And what these strains do is they help restore balance of good microbes, reduce GI stress, combat bloating and discomfort, support a healthy immune system, improve digestion and regularity. And these are all claims that we can make. And this is where the happiness comes in. So they were talking about how we're a health and happiness company. And so the happiness, and again, they talked about that 90% of the mood boosting serotonin is found in your gut. And that there are studies showing that these strains help reduce feelings of stress and anxiety, stress hormones, and improve moods. And there's, I think it's next. Yep. Okay. So this was one of the studies, and I'm not sure exactly which strain it was, but, and you can see that the symptoms of anxiety dropped 32%. And this was, if I remember correctly, a 30-day study. So it was a 30-day study. Amazing. Feelings of sadness, dropped by 25%, and anger and hostility by 27%. So this is really, really exciting. And then they talked about that it has 20 billion live probiotics in it, and that they are clinically studied levels even at the time of expiration. So at the time that the products are being used up and expire, you still have that clinically studied levels. And they have the capsule, the veggie capsule is a delayed release capsule, so it helps it survive through the stomach. They also pick strains that have the best survival rate. And then the Plexi Pack is the bottle that it comes in that helps protect it, because probiotics do not like moisture. And this is actually a patented bottle that Plexus has. And so that's to help keep the moisture. So very excited. Whoops, let me skip right past one there. And then this was a study that they did on our particular Vitalbiome. So those other ones were taking studies that had already been done, and we're using the same strain so we can make those claims. This was that in vitro that they did with this Slim in Belgium, same thing, where they did an in vitro that mimics the gut. I can't remember the exact wording that they used, but it was done in Belgium, and they found that all of these things, which are pieces that the new Slim also helps increase, that they were all increased. So I'm not going to read those off to you, but look at that lactobacillus, 418% up. That Acromantia, that 165, I believe it was 265 or something like that with the new Slim, and then with this you've got another 165% up. That's the one that is connected to metabolism. So very exciting stuff here. I know there's a lot more to learn about this, and as we learn more, we'll do some more videos. In your back office, there is so much information under the shareables. There's a whole information pages on each of these, like 6 pages long. So if you are a green person or you really want to know for your business details, go, and there's one on how to share and gives you some great information, and then a six pages of information. Okay, non-GMO, gluten-free, 100% vegetarian. And then Shoshana Eastling, which is a master herbalist. She's a Sapphire ambassador. She got up and talked about the difference between ProBio 5 and Vitalbiome and how they work together. And it's not, one's not replacing the other. They do totally different things. They're like sister products to each other. Okay, so next they talked about the Xfactor Plus. I'm trying to talk as fast as I can because we aren't going to get to everything if I don't. So the Xfactor Plus, very, very exciting. Lots more vitamins and minerals. The other one was 10. The new Xfactor is 19 essential vitamins and minerals. Let me go to the next slide. Okay, so they were talking about how 51%, I believe this was Americans, not worldwide, I think it was Americans, are deficient in vitamin D, 94% in vitamin E, and 95% in vitamin A. So they were just talking about how important a multivitamin is for over 50% of the population. And then they said, what if you had a multivitamin, which, and of course our Xfactor Plus has all of this, is bioactive and the most bioactive bioavailable forms of key nutrients, complete with 100% of the daily value of 19 vitamins and minerals, high potency B vitamins, 50 naturally occurring trace minerals. I remember them when they were talking about that. That was a big deal. Like, that's not typical. Good for your gut. There's some pieces in here that show improvement with your gut, free of binders, quickly dissolving capsule. It's gluten-free, 100% vegetarian and non-GMO. I was looking through my notes. They definitely said that the best time to take this is right before you eat a meal. And actually in the info sheet, when I glanced at it, it also said that. I think it was the how to share the Xfactor Plus. They said what works best for you. Like, it's more important to take it, but if you want the most ideal time, it's right before you eat. The Vitalbiome, I forgot to mention, is best on an empty stomach. So take that first thing in the morning. Okay. And then they just talked about how it can help skin, hair, and nails, strong bones, protect cells against free radical damage. That's going to be your antioxidant there with the New Zealand blackcurrant extract. Supports healthy nerve and muscle function, enhances normal cognitive function, supports eye health, supports healthy thyroid, helps maintain a healthy heart, and supports a healthy immune system. And next they talked about, it got cut off there, but helps boost energy levels and metabolism, promotes mental clarity and concentration, and reduces hot flashes, which we're going to go into in a minute. And Helen McFadden gave her testimony, and that is something that we can now promote. And she talked about how she was having hot flashes. I forget exactly how she worded it, but we'll share that also, and how it has really, really, really helped her. And then this was a study with our Xfactor Plus, if I remember correctly. Yes, and it reduced ammonium levels, which is something that you want to decrease, by 18%. And then again, some of those other ones that we're looking at increasing with the new Slim and the Vitalbiome are getting up those microbes in your gut that are affecting us positively and can help with weight loss. Okay, so then they talked about how all of these work together. The ProBio BioCleanse, Vitalbiome, the new Slim, and the Xfactor Plus. And so the ProBio and BioCleanse are helping to weed. They're helping to get rid of that bad stuff in your gut. And that's the ProBio 5 with their enzymes and antifungals. You don't find that in other probiotics. It's not in our Vitalbiome. So you really need that ProBio 5 to help get rid of that bad overgrowth yeast in our gut. Vitalbiome is putting in very important microbes, bacteria into your gut that your body needs, and that shows all of these different improvements. You're feeding your gut with the new Slim, with the XOS prebiotic. You're feeding that good bacteria. And then the Xfactor Plus is helping to protect your body, and also has some great studies. So that's how they were explaining what the different products do. So the weeding, I kind of went over some of these. So they were talking about to work on eliminating sugar, gluten, and processed foods to really help to clean out your gut. And we already know what the ProBiome BioCleanse do there. Seed, with the seed, you are helping to rebalance your gut microbiome by putting in the good probiotics that your body needs, that your gut needs, which helps inhibit growth of bad microbes. And it keeps reseeding. They were talking, I was watching one video that was talking about with that reseeding, that they're actually colonizing, which I guess also is not typical, and I have to do more research on that myself. Feeding, as I talked about, we're feeding the good microbes in our gut with the prebiotics, and protecting. And they were talking about red and processed meats create harmful compounds in your gut. The polyphenols that are in the Xfactor Plus help reduce production of harmful compounds in your gut. So that was the gut health piece of the Xfactor Plus. We talk about this all the time, that your microbiome is damaged from antibiotics, diet, poor sleep, chronic stress, and that's just to name a few. And then they went into the different strains and what they can be helpful with. So lactobacillus produces lactic acid, improves digestion, supports immune system, and the Vitalbiome has 3 different strains of lactobacillus. And there's 191 scientific studies that go along with these 3 different lactobacillus. 103 of those are human clinical studies. And you can find information on the studies and things in your back office under the Shareables. The Bifidobacterium is the best studied probiotic out there. It reduces gut inflammation, supports immune health, produces vitamins B12, biotin, vitamin K, protects from bad microbes, and the Vitalbiome has 3 strains in that, and there's those 3 strains. 73 scientific studies with the Bifidobacterium, 48 of those are human clinical studies. So it's not going forward. Oh, it did. I just didn't realize it. And then they talked about the Saccharomycin, Boulardii, which is a yeast that functions like a probiotic. It protects against bad bacteria, restores disrupted microflora and balance. And when you see that there is yeast in the probio and that's where it comes from, and it's a good yeast that functions like a probiotic. Then they talked about the Bacillus coagulans, hardy spore that activates in stomach acid. There's 11 scientific studies clinically demonstrated to reduce GI distress, relieve bowel discomfort, and benefit your health. And then they just talked about, which I talked about, so much information in your back office under the Shareables. This is just a small portion of what's back there. Our Xfactor Plus is helping to protect the grape seed. So this is the key for the hot flashes and some of the things that we're seeing, that there are studies showing it. So, and I actually found the study for somebody that was asking me. It's a powerful antioxidant. So you've got another antioxidant in there. It helps protects your cardiovascular system, improves circulation, strengthen blood vessels. And there are studies showing it helps reduce menopausal symptoms, hot flashes, insomnia, and fatigue. And it says that there's I did miss this before, 1,600% more grapeseed than in ProBio 5. So that's why this one is helping with hot flashes, where the other one, people weren't having that result from it. Okay, oops. And helps promote the Xfactor Plus, stronger nails, healthier hair, better energy, better mood. And then there's the helps with menopause, hot flashes, reduces fatigue, reduces insomnia. All right, and they were showing the percentage of people that buy a multivitamin in the nation overall is around 50%. Only 20% of Plexus ambassadors and about 10% of preferred customers. So this is an area that people really should, and it's something I think we really should focus on informing people about how important it is. Okay, next we're going to go into, they talked about recognition. And first, the Consistency Club has completely changed. There's now a 300, 500, 700. So we're going to go through this real quick. To be in the 300 Club each month, you have to enroll 1 new customer, retailer preferred with 50 PV, one new ambassador, that's different, and achieve 300 PV. So there's no previous customers and stuff like that, but they did throw in the ambassador piece. So it's changed completely. The 500 club, you have to enroll 2 new retail or preferred customers with 50 PV, enroll 2 new ambassadors, and with a welcome kit, I forgot to say that before, and have 500 PV. And then the 700 club, you have to enroll 3 new customers with 50 PV, 3 new ambassadors with a welcome kit, and achieve 700 PV. Now, the first time you achieve it, you will get a paper congratulations in the mail. Oh goodness. And then if you earn the consistency club 8 out of the 11 months, and I know last year it started June and went through April. If you get it 8 out of the 11 months, so if you get the 300 club, this is what you're going to earn. If you get it 8 out of the 11 months, you're going to get a wallet, this Plexus wallet, and $50 cash. If you get the 500 club 8 out of 11 months, you're going to, it now stacks, where before it did not stack. Melissa and I both got the 300 club, and we got these nice portfolios, but people that got 500 got a bracelet, but they didn't get this also. So this year they are stacking them on top of each other. So you get the wallet and $50 cash, this nice bag, and was it $200? I think it's $200 there. Okay, so you'd have 250 altogether. Men will get, there was a man's wallet, and there is this backpack instead of the bag. And then the 700 club, you get all of that, plus you get $700 cash, and all of the other things stacked up. I think that was everything there. Okay, so that's the new consistency club. So another new thing that they have for us, a training, if you will, for personal development, is called Aspire. It's in your back office under Success on Demand. So Success on Demand is great, but there was a lot of information. Okay, we have 10 minutes. And so they have this new training in the back office. Let me check my time so I know when I'm going to get kicked off here. There's this training, and there's these different pillars that you can train on. And so there's accountability, support, productivity, inspiration, resiliency, and engagement. And I'm going to just skip past these really fast. But when you go in there on the left-hand side, it says Plexus. It says, I don't know if it says Aspire or accountability first, but you click on it and it gives you an overview. It tells you the time that it's going to take, the materials, the purpose of the activity, and then it gives you your directions, and actually has it if you're doing it on your own or if you're doing it as a team, and then a debriefing, and gives you some further resources that are on Success on Demand, including like audio and stuff like that. And then there's also like sheets that you can print out to write on. So some great resources for us. It's live now in our back office. The next thing they talked about was recognition. And there's a new catalog coming out with all of the recognition, including, what you can get with all the different ranks and diamond and stuff. So these are the new pins coming out when you go silver and beyond. You'll still get your certificates in the mail plus the pins. When you get to jewel, this is your Lexus stuff. These are the necklaces and pins for jewels. And when they get to diamond, this is, they've updated what the men get. The women, I forget what the women get, but it's diamonds. And then they talked about our new website and our new back office. So exciting, guys. I could go on and talk about this so much, but first of all, it's going to come out sometime this summer. They did not want to give us a deadline because they want to make sure that it is working fully and 100% working before they start it out. So sometime this summer it will come out. We'll have a new website, new back office. Guys, this is amazing. They believe it is 3 years ahead of any of the competition. They believe that competition will be coming to our website to find out what to do next. So I'm going to go through some of the slides. This is the landing page of what your website will look like. And then everything is more concise and easier and cleaner. So this is when they're going to purchase. This is really exciting. You guys can see my mouse, right? Over here, they have there's a one-time purchase, that's your retail, and they've now changed the convenience order. It's going to be subscribe and save, just like all of those boxes out there in Amazon, and they just wanted to be consistent with the big things that are out there right now. And so it's going to be subscribe and save. It's going to show them how much they're saving, 15%. And so it'll be called a subscription once this goes live. Then it's got the benefits and features of the products. It lists the featured ingredients and some details about those features and featured ingredients. You can select your shipping, and you can actually, you're going to have an account section, my account section, just like when you have on Amazon and things like that, where you can go and you can actually have more than one address, and you can pick which one is your primary. Also, really excited, guys, PayPal is going to be available once our new websites are out. So we will have credit card and PayPal, which is awesome. And then here's the ending order. It shows them how much. So this is actually an ambassador. Before it was showing you preferred customer with the subscription. And it shows them how much they saved as an ambassador before they check out. Here's where you can pick your primary address, and you can put in more than one. You can pick your primary way of purchasing. You can put in more than one. And then you can have more than one subscription. It tells you the exact date, so it's not just the day of the month and you're not sure which month it's going on. When you pick your subscription, it's going to show you the month and the date it's going to go through, so they're not questioning, is it this month or next month? I know there was something I wanted to share on here, but I don't know what it is. And they can pick conditional or unconditional as an ambassador. Okay, so really exciting when someone signs up as an ambassador. It is only going to be 3 steps, very clear, concise, and self-explanatory. So we're not going to need all those screenshots we had before. Okay, this is our back office. It's going to be much more user-friendly with lots of details. So if you see the eyes right here, there's going to be information, flyers, and frequent asked questions, and everything is going to be attached to each section. So Leaders Retreat will have everything under that eye. Consistency Club under that eye. You've got your PV, convention, all the information in back office, much easier. I'm just going to go through this so you guys can quickly see it. All different details. I know that you can, this is the Consistency Club. It will show that your subscription's on, and that you can't see it because, well, I can't see it with people's pictures, but over here there's an eye, and you can look at information on that. Okay, it's not letting me go to the next one. Okay, and I don't remember all the details, and I'm going to go past really quick, but your business, I'm just going to go through these. It's really great things that we'll be able to tell our ambassador growth rates. I know that you can click on, like here it's showing clicking on an ambassador, a customer, and giving the details. And you can click, and I believe this was seeing your own ambassador, like their information and their downline. Lots of stuff. I can't even remember everything they talked about. We don't have time to go over it. Okay. Rank Up Roadmap is available now for Ambassador to Silver. It's starting now. When new ambassadors sign up, they get a welcome email. They get a video from Tarl, and they get to pick their pace. So they might want to walk, run, or sprint. Your business builders that want to build financial freedom are going to do the sprint. Your walk is going to be more of your wholesale ambassadors. And this is going to choose the pace of emails and things that they are getting. So this is someone who's ready to build a business, wants the opportunity of fast start. And so it's going to send them emails and things to train them along the way. So here is what it looks like in your back office. You click on the silver, and the rest are coming. So right now it's the silver, and this is for everybody. Everybody should go in and look at these. There's a really, the color test is in there. Here's that color one. It's different than what we're used to, though. It's the same. The colors are different than what they represented with the other one we were doing. And then there's 3 different, they're only going to see 3 things at a time before they go on to the next one. I could go on, and lots of, and this is the different areas that they'll get training on. And then there was also a magazine that came with us that has some things that you can fill out and follow along with, and some tips in the magazine also. I'm assuming that's coming with their thing. Okay, Lexi, so excited about this. This is our virtual assistant. And there's a special right now through tomorrow. Normally it's $29.95 per quarter. Right now it's $14.95 for the first quarter to try it out. So I would highly encourage you to go, which I'll put the website, I don't remember exactly what it was, maybe Lexi.plexusworldwide, but I'm not positive. You go sign up for it, and Cheyenne actually has a contest right now. Anybody who does it will be put into a contest for her, so check that out on her page and make sure that you let her know if you did that. But this is for, it's going to give you different tracks. So there's customer tracks, ambassador tracks, and potentials. And so it's going to send emails and things to make sure your customers know what to do and that they're taking the products. But it also lets you know when you should personally reach out to them. So it will send stuff for you, and then it will tell you when you personally should reach out to them. And so it's for prospecting, onboarding new people, and helping develop silvers is what this was made for. I have not gotten to play around with it at all, but I am really, really excited about it because, as I've always said, the fortune is in the follow-up. And then here it was said, if I sent you something every morning for the next 3 weeks, that would teach you everything you need to know to succeed in the business, would you give me 15 minutes a day to learn and practice what I send you? They say yes, you sign them up for the ambassador, getting the ambassador tracks. It automatically does texting. We have less than a minute emails, videos, worksheets, and then in bite-sized pieces. There it is, lexi.plexusworldwide.com, and you'll download the app. Okay, we're going to end right now. Leaders Retreat. Orlando, you want to get there. The convention contest is on our page. I've given ways to get there. If you want to get there, talk to me. Let's work together. I want you there. They go above and beyond. If you thought convention is amazing, Leaders Retreat is way over the top amazing. So sorry I didn't have time for questions, guys. If you guys have questions, shoot them to me in a message or comment when I do the replay. Thank you, guys. Good night. There's the scientists before it cuts me off. I'll just go through until it cuts me off some of our pictures. We had fun.